It's Megan again, and I know I haven't made a video in like a few weeks, so I decided, oh, let me make a video. So I wanted to talk about something else today. I wanted to talk about therapy, going to therapy, having like mental illnesses, and how going to therapy is not just for people who are crazy, and I don't know, I don't know if I'm saying this right. I think that's an albiest word. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. But yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. I have been going to therapy since I was like a child, and I think when I was younger I went because, not that I was acting out, but because like when I would get mad, I would get upset, I would get like really angry, and I would take it out on myself. And my mom was like, oh, there's something wrong with that, that's not normal, why are you doing that? So I decided to go to therapy, and I think I've been going to therapy practically on and off like my whole life. And I honestly, like, I really believe that going to therapy is a really good thing. Like, it's a really good thing. It makes you your therapist makes you see different sides of yourself, or they bring out, not they bring out, but they make you more aware of things that you do or how you are, because I think when I was like 22 or 23, I couldn't go to therapy anymore because of like something with my stupid insurance. And so 2015, I decided, okay, I'm gonna go back. And this woman that I'm seeing now, like, I've been seeing her for like maybe 2 years now, and I feel like she's really helping me, and even though it's like a really long process and nothing like ever happens overnight, but I feel like she's really helping me. And and I feel like, and sometimes I think about it and I'm like, wow, like if I never met her, I don't know if I would like, I don't know if I would be better as a person. Like, I'm still trying to get better as a person, like even now going to therapy. I'm sorry, there's like ants on my table. But even now going to therapy, I'm still working on myself, and I feel like she really helps me with that, because when I tell her about things I'm going through, or the way I deal with things, then she's like, oh, have you noticed that you do this, or have you noticed that you don't do this, or have you noticed this is how you react to certain things? And I'm like, oh my god, I never thought about that, and like maybe 2 days ago, like one of my friends, well, she doesn't have depression, but she has anxiety. She was asking me, about therapy and about my therapist, and I was telling her, how going there makes me feel better. And my therapist, she's not mean, but she'll say stuff, like she says things to me, but she doesn't say it in a way where I'm like, wow, or in a way where I feel bad. She says it in a way where I think to myself, like, wow, like, man, like, I actually do that, or this is how I really react to certain things, or this is how I'm acting. And it makes me think, like, maybe I shouldn't do that. Like, why am I doing that? I never noticed I was doing that in the first place. And she was asking me, like, she's always wanted to go to therapy, and she probably kind of felt weird. And I was like, I just explained to her, like, going to therapy is not weird. Like, even if you don't have any issues, I honestly feel like everybody, especially like older people who probably had to go through things in their life, and probably had to go through things in their life, and they never had someone to talk to, or maybe like vent to. I feel like those people should go to therapy, and just talk to someone. Like, you don't have to be going through issues, you don't have to be going through certain things to talk to someone, for someone to put your life in I don't know how to, I always have trouble saying this word, in perspective. I think that's how you say it. Yeah, but you don't have to feel sad, you don't have to feel lonely, you don't have to feel alone, you don't have to feel any negative emotion to think to be like, oh, I'm gonna go to therapy, I want to talk to someone, you know. If I didn't have depression and anxiety, I would still go to therapy, because why not, you know. There's other things that I'm dealing with, or there's other things that I do in my life, and maybe I do those things because of the fact that I have depression and anxiety, I don't know. But, you know, if I didn't have those two things, I would still go, because I would still want to talk to someone and still have someone, like, you know, tell me, okay, well, you know, or still have someone just, I don't want to say tell me about my life, but like just someone to talk to that's not friends or that's not family, that's not going to be biased. Someone that like I've never met, I'm not friends with them, and I can tell them about things in my life, and they can tell me like why I do this or whatever, and give me like helpful advice, and, you know, steer me in the right way, you know. So yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like, you know, I feel like everyone should go to therapy, and I feel like, I mean, that's why we have insurance, but I feel like, I don't want to say, I think it should be free, because how else would the therapists get paid, you know. But I feel like there should be like, especially for people who are low income, there should be like a sliding scale for people, you know, who are like lower class or low income, you don't have a lot of money, or who's like really struggling really hard, you know, so they can have somebody to talk to and vent to, and, you know, talk about how they're feeling and why they're feeling that, and, you know. So I think I don't think therapy is for crazy people. I think therapy is for people. It's for people. It's for anyone who wants to go. Like, that's why it's there. That's why it exists, you know. And this therapist I'm seeing now, and it's kind of weird because like I've seen like probably like 5, I'm saying like a lot, I've probably seen maybe 5 or 6, 7 therapists in my whole life, and I'm 25 now, and I feel like this woman, she's the only one that's like actually helping me. Like, she points out any issues that I have or problems, or, you know, if I'm doing something a certain way I shouldn't be doing it, she'll point it out to me, and I'm like, okay, you know. So I like that about her. She's really personable, you know, like she's easy to talk to and stuff. So I don't know, I really feel like everybody should go to therapy. There's nothing wrong with it, you know. That's why it exists. And especially Black people, you know, I feel like with Black people, I don't know why that exists. I don't know why this whole thing of like, if you go to therapy, what's wrong with you? Why don't you go to church? Why don't you have somebody pray with you? And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, if that works for you, if that makes you feel better, then you should do it. Like, if going to church makes you feel better, if that really helps you with your problems, you know, then you should do that. But it's like, I don't know. I know for me, maybe for some people, that would not work. Because if I go to a Black church and I tell them, well, you know, I feel suicidal and I feel like killing myself, or, you know, I don't know what's the purpose of me being alive, and I don't know why I exist, you know, the first thing they're gonna say, they're gonna be like, oh, you know, well, God, he loves you. And to me, it's like, so, and what else is there? How is that really gonna help me? And then probably the next thing they're gonna do is be like, oh, we're gonna pray for you. But is praying for me really gonna stop me from wanting to kill myself? Like, when I leave the church and when I come back to my place, is that really gonna stop me from like taking sleeping pills or trying to hang myself or trying to cut my veins? Like, is that really gonna help me? Is that really gonna help? You know, and I know for some people that helps, but it's like, and I just feel like that's not logical. Like, that's not logical, and that doesn't make any sense. You know, if someone is suicidal, like, you need to tell somebody. Just saying, we're gonna pray for you, or God loves you, or come to our church, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, me physically talking to someone, even if it's every week, every 2 weeks, but the fact that I have somebody to talk to, and that's the reason why she's there. So I can just vent to her. I can dump all my problems on her. As bad as wrong as that sounds, that's why she's there. That's why she's in my life. That's why I'm going to see her. That's why I talk to her, because I have someone who I can vent all my problems and issues to, and they can explain to me, you know, why I'm feeling this way or whatever, and we can work through it. They can give me like helpful advice, you know. That's how I feel. And I feel like Black people shouldn't be ashamed to go to therapy. Like, therapy's not just some white thing. Like, stop with that. That's foolishness. That doesn't make any sense, you know. Therapy's not like this evil thing or whatever, you know. And as religious people would put it, you know, God put the therapists on the earth so we could talk to them. So that's why they're there, you know. So yeah, but this video is not going to be long. Like, that's just something that I wanted to talk about, because I've been seeing stuff online, especially like on Twitter, and it's just been rubbing me the wrong way. And it's just, it makes me think like in 2017, like, why do people still think this way about certain things? You know, why are you still thinking like that? Why do you still have this mindset? You know, it's really annoying. Like, there's nothing wrong with going to therapy. You know, if you need some help, go get it. And even if you can't afford it, like, you know, I know, I forgot the name of it. There's this commercial that comes on the TV, and it's for people who can't like afford to go talk to someone in person, and you can like text a therapist on your phone, and you can like you can message them back and forth, but I forgot what the app is called, and you can like pay like $32 a month, I think, something like that. So something like that could help some people if they don't have like insurance to go see a therapist, or, you know, someone to go talk to every week. So that could also help. You know, I just really wanted to say, like if you feel like you really need therapy, like, go. It's good. It's really gonna help you. It's really gonna make you feel better about yourself, you know. And it's not gonna happen overnight, because I've been going to my therapist since 2015, and I'm just starting to feel better, you know. So it's a process. And, you know, and the other thing that I wanted to say, like, if you do go see a therapist, like, don't lie to your therapist. Because, you know, don't lie to your therapist. Like, don't lie, because then that doesn't help you, and that doesn't help the therapist, you know. And try and find somebody that's not judgmental, that's not going to judge you and make you feel bad, because that's not what a therapist is for. Therapist is there to make you feel better, to point out, you know, what you're doing, or harmful habits, or what is the word? This is where I'm trying to look for it. I don't know. I can't think of it right now. But the therapist is there to point out harmful behaviors that you have in your life, or harmful like patterns. Point them out, and to make them. She's there. The therapist is there. I'm blabbing. I don't know why I'm doing this. The therapist is there to help you point out bad things, bad behaviors, or harmful patterns about yourself, and to make them better. Yes. So go see a therapist. There's something wrong with it, you know. Even if you don't have any issues, even if you're mentally and emotionally, physically happy, and you're happy, and you're alive, and you're just happy to be alive, and you're well, you should still go see, you should still see a therapist too, because, you know, talking to someone, there's nothing wrong with talking to someone. You know, it's always a good idea to just have someone to talk to and vent to about things that are going on in your life. And those things don't always have to be bad things. They can be good things, you know, regular things, you know. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. So bye.